Close your eyes and let your mind drift to an Earth shrouded in frost, where glaciers stretch like endless oceans of ice, their surfaces gleaming like polished crystal under a pale, distant sun. The air is sharp, laced with the crisp scent of pine and snow, carrying the faint rumble of a woolly rhino's heavy steps or the low, resonant growl of a cave bear emerging from its shadowed den. The ground beneath is a frozen tapestry, dusted with snowflakes that settle in patterns older than human memory, each flake a whisper of a time long past. Beneath this icy veil, secrets lie buried, tales of colossal giants that roamed vast tundras, climates that danced to the rhythm of cosmic cycles, and a planet forever transformed by the embrace of cold. Welcome to Dreamtime Documentary, where Earth's ancient stories unfold in soothing, gentle whispers, guiding you into a deep, peaceful slumber. Tonight, we embark on an epic odyssey, a 6.5-hour journey through the Ice Age, a time when frost sculpted the world and megafauna reigned supreme. What secrets lie in Earth's frozen past? Settle into your cozy space, pull your blanket close, breathe deeply, and let the tale unfold, each word a gentle step into a world of ice and wonder. The Pleistocene epoch, often called the Ice Age, spans a vast timeline, from approximately 2.6 million years ago to just 11,000 years ago, a mere blink in the cosmic scale of Earth's history. It was not a single, unbroken freeze, but a symphony of glacial cycles, where massive ice sheets advanced and retreated in rhythm with Earth's orbital dance around the sun. These cycles, known as Milankovitch cycles, were driven by subtle shifts in the planet's tilt, wobble, and orbit, creating periods of intense cold followed by brief, fleeting warm interglacials. Picture the Earth as a living, breathing entity, inhaling cold and exhaling warmth, its surface reshaping with each cycle. During the peak glacial periods, ice sheets covered up to 30% of Earth's land, locking away so much water that sea levels plummeted by 400 feet, exposing vast land bridges that connected continents. The Bering Land Bridge, or Beringia, was a sprawling steppe of grasses and sedges, where mammoths grazed alongside early humans crossing from Asia to the Americas. Fossils preserved in Siberia's permafrost or Alaska's riverbeds offer glimpses into this lost world. Woolly mammoth carcasses with matted fur intact, saber-toothed cat bones frozen in time, their stories locked in layers of ice, waiting to be uncovered. As you relax, imagine standing on this bridge, the horizon stretching endlessly before you, the air alive with the distant calls of creatures long vanished, their hoofbeats echoing like a heartbeat in the silence. The Ice Age was a crucible of survival, where life adapted to extremes in ways that continue to captivate scientists and dreamers alike. Plants, like dwarf willows and sedges, clung tenaciously to the tundra, their roots piercing permafrost that preserved them for millennia, their pollen locked in lake sediments, telling tales of resilience. Animals evolved thick, shaggy fur, layers of insulating fat, and colossal sizes to conserve heat, biological marvels that shaped ecosystems and intrigue us today. The secrets of the Ice Age lie not only in these adaptations but in the delicate balance of life, the mysteries of why some species thrived while others faded into extinction, and the arrival of humans, whose flickering fires and sharpened spears reshaped the world. What drove these megafauna to such grandeur? How did early humans navigate this frozen realm, their lives intertwined with giants? And what if the Ice Age's icy grip had never loosened, holding Earth in an eternal frost? These questions will guide our extended tale, each chapter a layer of ice peeled back to reveal the truths beneath. As you settle deeper into your bed, let the rhythm of this narration carry you, like a river flowing beneath a glacier, smooth and unending. What Ice Age creature would you meet if you could step back in time? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's begin this journey into the heart of Earth's frozen past. The Pleistocene's glacial cycles were shaped by more than just Earth's orbit. Volcanic eruptions, such as the Toba supervolcano 74,000 years ago, spewed ash and gases into the atmosphere, cooling the planet and intensifying glaciations. Ice cores drilled deep into Greenland and Antarctic glaciers trap bubbles of ancient air, preserving the atmosphere's composition from millions of years ago. These cores reveal carbon dioxide levels dropping to 180 parts per million during glacial maxima, amplifying the cold that sculpted the world. Fossils and ocean sediments show marine life adapting, plankton thriving in cooler waters, whales migrating to new feeding grounds, their bones littering ancient sea floors. This interconnected web of land, sea, and sky set the stage for the Megafauna's reign, a world where every element was in delicate balance. Imagine drilling into a glacier, each layer a page in Earth's storybook, the trapped air whispering secrets of a time when giants walked the earth. The Ice Age was not merely a time of hardship, but a canvas of breathtaking beauty. Auroras dancing above glaciers, their greens, purples, and blues shimmering in the polar night, casting an ethereal glow over snow-covered plains. Snow crystals sparkled like diamonds, catching the low sun's rays, while the groans and creaks of moving ice echoed like a symphony of nature's raw power. This era shaped the modern world, lakes like the Great Lakes, rivers like the Mississippi, and mountains carved by ice's relentless touch. As you breathe steadily, let these images fill your mind, painting a picture of a world both harsh and beautiful, preparing you for a deeper dive into the glacial worlds that defined the Pleistocene. The ice was not just a force of destruction, but a creator, a sculptor, and a preserver of secrets we are only beginning to unravel. Imagine an Earth transformed by the relentless embrace of ice glaciers, some towering 2 miles thick, blanket North America, Europe, and Asia, their immense weight reshaping continents like a sculptor's hand chiseling ancient stone. The Laurentide ice sheet, sprawling across what is now Canada and the northern United States, was a titan of frost, covering millions of square miles, its edges grinding bedrock into fine dust that settled into rolling hills and fertile plains. Fossils embedded in these deposits, like those unearthed in Wisconsin's Horicon Marsh, preserve a snapshot of life beneath the ice's shadow. Mammoth bones worn smooth by time, fragments of willow branches frozen in sediment, and tiny seeds of sedges that once fed giants. Picture the slow, majestic creep of a glacier, its surface fractured with crevasses deep enough to swallow a forest, the distant sound of ice calving like thunder rolling through a silent, frozen world. The air is crisp, scented with snow and the faint tang of pine, carrying whispers of a time when Earth's pulse slowed under frost's grip. The Pleistocene epoch, stretching from 2.6 million to 11,000 years ago, was not a single, unbroken freeze but a symphony of glacial cycles, where ice advanced and retreated in rhythm with the cosmos. These cycles, driven by subtle shifts in Earth's orbit, tilt, and wobble, known as Milankovitch cycles, brought periods of intense cold, locking away so much water that sea levels plummeted by 400 feet. This exposed vast land bridges, connecting continents and reshaping the paths of life. The process of glaciation begins with snow falling gently, year after year, never fully melting, piling into layers that compact under their own weight. Over centuries, this snow transforms into firn, a granular halfway state, before hardening into dense, crystalline ice that flows like a slow river, carving valleys, scouring mountains, and leaving behind moraines, ridges of debris that mark its passage. In Antarctica today, where glaciers still creep across barren valleys, we see echoes of the Pleistocene, a living window into a world where ice was king. Imagine standing at the edge of such a glacier, the cold biting your skin, the ice stretching endlessly before you, its surface glinting like a sea of diamonds under a pale, low sun. The Laurentide ice sheet was a colossus, its weight so immense it depressed the Earth's crust, creating basins that would later fill with meltwater to form the Great Lakes. Fossils found in these regions, mammoth tusks, bison skulls, and delicate plant remains, tell of a tundra teeming with life despite the cold. The ice moved slowly, sometimes just 50 feet a year, but its power was relentless, grinding granite into dust, sculpting valleys like those in New York's Finger Lakes, and depositing layers of sediment that now enrich farmlands. In Minnesota, drumlins, smooth, elongated hills formed under the ice. The landscape, their slopes hiding fossils of ferns and insects preserved in glacial till. The ice's movement was a dance of destruction and creation, erasing mountains and birthing new ones. Its groans and creaks, a constant reminder of its dominance. Picture the Laurentide's edge, a wall of ice towering thousands of feet, its surface scarred with cracks, the air heavy with the scent of frost as it inches forward, reshaping the world beneath. In Europe, the Fennoscandian ice sheet mirrored the Laurentide's might, blanketing Scandinavia and northern Europe, its weight sinking the land in a process called isostatic depression. Today, that land is still rebounding, rising centimeters each year, a slow recovery from the ice's burden. Fossils in Norway's fjords, clams, fish bones, and ancient corals reveal marine life adapting to rising seas as the ice retreated, their shells locked in sediment layers like pages in a book. The fjords themselves, carved by glaciers, stretch like fingers of the sea, their steep walls a testament to ice's erosive power. In Sweden, fossilized pine needles and pollen grains found in lake beds show forests retreating under the ice's advance, only to creep back during brief interglacials. The Fennoscandian's reach extended to the British Isles, where it sculpted rugged landscapes like Scotland's Highlands, leaving behind lochs filled with fossils of algae and tiny crustaceans. Imagine standing on a fjord's edge, the water below reflecting a glacier's icy face, the air alive with the memory of a frozen past. Asia's glacial story was no less dramatic. The Himalayan glaciers, perched atop the world's highest peaks, fed rivers like the Ganges, Indus, and Brahmaputra, their meltwater carving fertile plains that would later nurture early civilizations. Fossils in the Himalayan foothills, rhino teeth, deer antlers, show megafauna thriving in valleys spared the ice's full weight. In Siberia, permafrost became a time capsule, preserving entire mammoth carcasses, their fur matted but intact, their stomachs holding undigested grasses from their last meal. These frozen relics, found in places like the Kolyma River, offer a glimpse into a tundra ecosystem where life clung to the edge of survival. The permafrost's grip locked away not just animals but plants, dwarf willows, sedges, and Arctic poppies, whose pollen fossils reveal a landscape of stark beauty. Picture a Siberian plain, the ground hard as stone, a mammoth silhouette looming in the mist, its breath steaming in the frigid air. The ice age's reach extended beyond the polar regions, touching even the tropics. Cooler temperatures shrank rainforests, expanding savannas across Africa, South America, and Australia. In Africa's Great Rift Valley, fossils from Olduvai Gorge and Lake Turkana, elephant bones, early hominid tools, show a world where grasslands supported grazers and their hunters. In South America, Andean glaciers carved deep valleys, their slopes home to ground sloths, whose massive claws left marks in Patagonian caves. Australia's cooler climates turned forests into deserts, where Diprotodon, a giant marsupial the size of a hippo, roamed, its fossils in Queensland's Darling Downs revealing a diet of tough shrubs. The Ice Age's global impact was a mosaic of change, each continent bearing its own scars and stories. Imagine a savanna stretching across Africa, the air cooler than today, a herd of early elephants grazing under a clouded sky. One of the Ice Age's most profound effects was the drop in sea levels, which exposed vast continental shelves and created land bridges that reshaped the paths of life. The Bering Land Bridge, or Beringia, was a sprawling step 1,000 miles wide, connecting Asia to North America. Far from a frozen wasteland, it was a grassland haven, its fossils, horse teeth, camel bones, and pollen from Arctic poppies, revealing a vibrant ecosystem. Early humans crossed this bridge, their tools found in Alaska's Tanana Valley, dated to 14,000 years ago, alongside mammoth and bison remains. Doggerland, another lost land, linked Britain to Europe across what is now the North Sea. Its fossils, mammoth teeth, deer antlers, and submerged oak forests, dredged by fishermen, telling of a sunken world. In Southeast Asia, the Sunda Shelf connected islands like Borneo, Java, and Sumatra, enabling migrations of rhinos and orangutans, their fossils found in caves across Indonesia. Picture yourself crossing Beringia, the wind carrying the scent of grass and pollen, the ground firm beneath your feet, hiding ancient footprints of beasts and humans alike. Climatic feedback loops amplified the Ice Age's cold, creating a world where every element reinforced the freeze. The ice's high albedo, its ability to reflect sunlight, cooled the planet further, a self-sustaining cycle that lowered temperatures by degrees. Permafrost locked away methane, a potent greenhouse gas, but as ice melted, releases could trigger rapid warming, a process scientists study today as modern permafrost thaws. Ice cores from Greenland's GISP-2 project and Antarctica's domed sea trap bubbles of ancient air, revealing carbon dioxide levels dropping to 180 parts per million during glacial maxima, compared to today's 400. These cores, drilled thousands of feet deep, show spikes in dust from dry, windy conditions carried from deserts to tundras. Fossils in ocean sediments track plankton blooms, linked to whale migrations, their bones littering Pacific seafloors. Imagine drilling into a glacier, each layer a page in Earth's storybook, the trapped air whispering secrets of a time when cold ruled. The Younger Dryas, a sudden cold snap 12,000 years ago, disrupted the warming trend that followed the last glacial maximum, likely triggered by massive meltwater floods from Lake Agassiz, a vast glacial lake in North America, pouring into the Atlantic. This event stalled the ocean's conveyor belt of currents, plunging the world back into cold. Fossils from this period, shrunken mammoth bones, sparse pollen grains, show plants and animals under stress, their body sizes dwindling as food sources vanished. In Europe, pollen records from lake beds reveal forests retreating, replaced by tundra shrubs. In North America, fossils in Wyoming's Bighorn Basin show bison adapting to sparse grasses, their teeth worn from tougher diets. The Younger Dryas was a reminder of Earth's volatility, a brief but brutal return to ice's grip. Picture the ocean's currents slowing, a chill spreading across continents like a shadow, the world holding its breath as frost reclaimed the land. Volcanic activity played a significant role in the Ice Age's climate. The Toba supervolcano, erupting 74,000 years ago in what is now Indonesia, spewed ash and sulfur into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight and cooling the planet by several degrees. Fossils from post-Toba sediment layers show a decline in plant diversity, with grasses replacing forests in affected regions. In India, ash layers preserve insect fossils, their delicate wings locked in time, evidence of ecosystems disrupted by sudden cold. In Siberia, volcanic ash mixed with permafrost, preserving mammoth bones alongside shards of obsidian. These eruptions, though rare, amplified glacial cycles, their effects lingering for centuries. Imagine a volcanic sky, ash falling like snow, the air heavy with the scent of sulfur, the world darkening under a veil of cold. The Ice Age's glaciers were not barren wastelands but cradles of life, supporting ecosystems adapted to extremes. In the tundra, dwarf willows and sedges grew low to the ground, their roots piercing permafrost to anchor against fierce winds. Pollen fossils in Alaskan lake beds show these plants sustaining grazers like mammoths and bison, their seeds carried in fur or dung. Microbes thrived in permafrost, their DNA preserved in Siberian sediments, revealing a hidden world of life beneath the ice. Insects, like beetles with furry bodies, pollinated sparse flowers, their fossils in Canada's Yukon Territory showing adaptation to cold. Even algae tinted snow red, their pigments absorbing heat to survive. Picture a tundra in summer, patches of green breaking through snow, beetles buzzing softly, the air alive with the faint hum of life persisting against all odds. Early humans, arriving late in the Pleistocene, left their mark on these glacial worlds. Tools found in Alaska's Tanana Valley, flint blades, bone needles, dated to 14,000 years ago, show humans following game across Beringia, their campfires leaving charcoal traces in sediment. In Europe, fossils near Germany's Swabian Jura include mammoth ivory carvings, tiny figurines of horses and humans, suggesting a culture intertwined with the ice. These humans adapted to the cold, crafting shelters from mammoth bones and hides, their fires glowing against the frost. Fossils in Siberia's Denisova cave reveal Neanderthals and Denisovans hunting alongside early Homo sapiens, their tools mixed with bear and rhino bones. Imagine a human clan huddled around a fire, the night sky ablaze with stars, the distant groan of a glacier echoing through the darkness. To deepen our understanding of these glacial worlds, let's explore their intricacies through specific lenses, each revealing a facet of the Ice Age's frozen heart. Glacial formation and dynamics. Glaciers form when snow accumulates faster than it melts, compacting into firn over decades, then ice over centuries. The Laurentide ice sheet, at its peak, covered 8 million square miles, moving 50 feet annually, its weight depressing the crust by hundreds of feet. Fossils in glacial till, fern fragments, insect wings, show life trapped in ice's advance. In Greenland, modern glaciers flow at similar rates, their crevasses hiding ancient debris. Picture the ice as a living entity, creeping forward, its surface a mosaic of cracks and ridges, each movement a slow breath of the earth. Regional variations. Antarctica's dry valleys, spared heavy ice, preserve microbial fossils, their DNA showing life's resilience in extreme cold. In Siberia, permafrost holds mammoth carcasses, some with organs intact, offering clues to diet and climate. In South America, Andean glaciers left moraines with sloth bones, their claws etched into cave walls. Australia's fossils in Lake Eyre show Diprotodon adapting to arid tundras. Each region tells a unique story, a chapter in the Ice Age's global saga. Land bridges and migrations. Beringia's fossils, horse teeth, camel bones, reveal migrations across continents, animals and humans following game. Doggerland's submerged forests, dated to 8,000 years ago, hold oak pollen and deer antlers, a lost world beneath the sea. The Sunda Shelf's caves in Borneo preserve rhino fossils, evidence of island hopping. Picture a herd crossing a grassy bridge, the horizon open, their steps echoing across time. Climatic feedback loops. Ice core data from Greenland show temperature swings of 10 degrees Celsius in decades, dust spikes from desert winds. Ocean sediment fossils track plankton blooms, supporting whales whose bones litter sea floors. The albedo effect, ice reflecting sunlight, cooled Earth further, while permafrost trapped methane, a balance now shifting. Imagine the sun dimming on a snowy plain, the cold deepening, the world locked in a feedback loop, fossil evidence and preservation. Siberian permafrost preserves mammoths with fur and flesh, their DNA sequenced to reveal cold-resistant genes. In North America, La Brea tar pits hold 3,000 rhino bones, their asphalt tombs sealing teeth and claws. European lake beds trap pollen, showing willow and sedge dominance. Picture a fossil emerging from ice, its secrets intact, a window to a frozen world. Early human interactions. Tools in Alaska, flint points, bone awls, show humans hunting bison, their campsites marked by charcoal. In Europe, Swabian Jura's ivory figurines, dated to 40,000 years ago, depict megafauna with lifelike detail. Siberian sites reveal human-bear overlaps, bones scarred by spears. Imagine a hunter watching a mammoth, spear in hand, the ice reflecting starlight. The glacial worlds of the Ice Age were more than a backdrop. They were a force of creation, destruction, and preservation, shaping the Earth we know today. From the Laurentides' vast expanse to the Himalayan glacier's quiet majesty, from Beringia's grassy plains to Doggerland's sunken forests, these frozen landscapes held life in a delicate balance. Fossils, bones, pollen, and microbes tell stories of resilience, adaptation, and change. While early humans left their first marks, their fires glowing against the cold. As you relax, let these glacial worlds envelop your senses, their vastness a soothing canvas for the giants that roamed their icy plains. Picture the ice stretching to the horizon, its surface gleaming, its secrets waiting to unfold as you drift deeper into this frozen tale. Now let the giants take the stage. The woolly rhino, Coelodonta antiquitatis, a behemoth of the tundra, stood 6 feet tall at the shoulder, its 2-ton frame cloaked in shaggy, reddish-brown fur that rippled in the Arctic wind. Its horn, up to 3 feet long, curved like a scimitar, glinting in the low sun as it dug through snow for grasses. Fossils from Siberia's Kolyma River preserve complete carcasses, fur intact, stomachs filled with willow and sedge, a meal frozen in time. Isotope analysis of their teeth reveals a seasonal diet, grazing lush summer grasses, nibbling twigs in winter's scarcity. These rhinos roamed in herds, their tracks etched in permafrost, suggesting bonds of family or defense. Their anatomy, a fat hump for energy reserves, wide feet for snow traversal, mirrors modern camels, a testament to adaptation in a world of extremes. Behaviorally, they wallowed in mud to deter insects during brief thaws, fossils showing skin parasites preserved in amber-like ice. Picture a herd on a snowy plain, horns glinting, their breaths steaming in the cold, the ground vibrating with their steps. In Europe's limestone caverns, the cave bear, Ursus spelaeus, reigned supreme. Larger than modern grizzlies, males weighing up to 1,000 pounds, it hibernated in darkness for months, its bones piling in heaps from generations of the same family groups. Fossils from Germany's Hohlfels cave show claw marks on walls, territorial scratches that echo through time. This bear was mostly herbivorous, its teeth worn from berries, roots, and occasional honey from Ice Age hives, but opportunistic scavenging supplemented its diet, with fossils revealing gnawed mammoth bones in cave floors. Social structures were solitary for adults but familial for mothers and cubs. Fossils in Romania's Bear's Cave showing cub skeletons nestled beside adults. Their broad skulls supported powerful bites for cracking nuts or bones, while thick limbs dug for roots or burrows. Comparisons to polar bears show similar fat storage mechanisms, layers of blubber insulating against the biting cold. Evolutionary adaptations from Asian ancestors included larger size for heat conservation, a trait honed by the Ice Age's unrelenting chill. Imagine a cave bear lumbering into its den, the air cool and musty, settling down for winter's long sleep, its breath slowing to a rhythmic whisper. Other giants thrived across the frozen landscapes. The mastodon, Mammoth americanum, roamed North America's conifer forests, its short, sturdy tusks digging for roots or stripping bark from pines. Fossils in Michigan's bogs preserve complete skeletons, their stomach contents a mix of conifer needles, twigs, and fruits, revealing a browser's diet adapted to woodland edges. Mastodons lived in matriarchal herds, with females leading migrations. Tracks in Indiana's riverbeds showing well-worn paths followed season after season. Their domed skulls housed brains capable of memory for water sources and safe routes, intelligence rivaling modern elephants. Social bonds were strong, with calves protected by aunts and mothers, fossils showing defensive circles around young. Evolutionary links to Asian gomphotheres show trunk adaptations for foraging, while their molars, ridged for grinding, evolved for tough vegetation. Picture a mastodon family wading through a shallow river, tusks raised to pluck branches, water splashing gently under a frosty sky, the air filled with their low trumpets. In Europe, the giant deer, Megaloceros giganteus, bore antlers spanning 10 feet wide, a spectacular display for mating rituals that drained energy but ensured reproductive success. Fossils in Irish bogs, where peat preserved bones and antlers, show annual shedding in winter, with regrowth in spring demanding calcium-rich diets. These deer grazed on the open grasslands between forests, their fossils in England's Thames Valley revealing teeth worn from grasses and herbs. Strong necks supported the massive antlers, weighing up to 50 pounds, while long legs aided speed in fleeing predators. Behavior included rutting seasons, males clashing antlers in thunderous battles, fossils showing fractured bones from these encounters. Comparisons to modern moose highlight the antler's role in sexual selection, a trait exaggerated by the Ice Age's abundant food during interglacials. Social structures were herds in summer, bachelor groups in winter, with females raising fawns in hidden thickets. Imagine a giant deer standing tall on a misty plain, antlers branching like a tree against the twilight sky, the air alive with the calls of rivals. The short-faced bear, Arctodus simus, towered 12 feet tall when rearing, a carnivore of North America's plains, scavenging mammoth carcasses with a bite that could crush bones. Fossils in California's La Brea tar pits show long legs for sprinting up to 35 miles per hour, a short snout for efficient bone crushing, and claws for digging into kills. Their diet was meat-heavy, isotopes in teeth confirming carnivory, with occasional berries in lean times. Solitary hunters, they roamed vast territories, fossils in Alaska showing territorial marks on trees. Evolutionary adaptations from South American ancestors included larger size for dominating kills, a trait that made them apex scavengers. Picture a short-faced bear standing over a fallen mammoth, its shadow long in the setting sun, the air thick with the scent of blood and frost. In South America, the ground sloth, Megafauna americanum, reached 20 feet when standing, its massive claws pulling down branches for a plant-based diet, supplemented by occasional insects or carrion. Fossils in Argentina's Luján Formation preserve skin impressions, showing thick hide resistant to predators. Their tail provided balance for rearing up, while powerful arms dug burrows for shelter. Behavior was slow and deliberate, diurnal foraging in small groups, fossils in Bolivian caves showing family clusters. Comparisons to tree sloths show convergent evolution, with hooked claws for hanging. Social structures were loose, with mothers carrying young on backs. The Ice Age's diversity extended to these sloths, their role in seed dispersal shaping forests. Imagine a ground sloth lumbering through a snowy woodland, claws scraping bark, the air filled with the rustle of leaves. These Ice Age giants were not isolated. They interacted in complex ecosystems. Rhinos grazed alongside mastodons, their paths crossing in shared tundras, fossils in shared sites like Hot Springs Mammoth Site in South Dakota showing mixed bones. Cave bears scavenged rhino kills, their fossils intermingled in European caves. Giant deer competed with rhinos for grasses, their antlers clashing in territorial disputes. Short-faced bears dominated carcasses, driving away smaller predators. Ground sloths in South America interacted with glyptodons, armored giants, sharing habitats. The ecosystem's balance was delicate, cold climates amplifying adaptations, fur thickness, fat storage, large size for heat retention. Fossils from Beringia show diverse herds, pollen indicating food chains. As you relax, let the giant's world envelop you. Their interactions a soothing symphony of life in the cold. Scientific studies reveal more about these giants. Isotope analysis from rhino horns shows migration patterns, moving south in winter. DNA from cave bear bones reveals genetic diversity, inbreeding in small populations. Mastodon tusks hold growth rings, like tree rings, marking annual cycles. Giant deer antlers show calcium sources from diet. Short-faced bear fossils indicate speed from leg-bone ratios. Ground sloth claws have wear patterns from climbing. These insights, from CT scans to genetic sequencing, bring the giants to life. Picture a lab, scientists peering at a fossil, unlocking secrets with modern tools. The giants' roles in ecosystems were pivotal. Grazing prevented forest encroachment, dung fertilized soils, seed dispersal in feces-aided plant spread. Fossils show megafauna loss led to overgrowth, changing landscapes. In tundras, they're trampling aerated soil, fostering growth. Cave bears contributed to cave ecology, their droppings nourishing insects. Mastodons stripped bark, controlling tree populations. Giant deer browsed shrubs, shaping understory. Short-faced bears cleaned carcasses, preventing disease. Ground sloths dug burrows used by other animals. This web of life was intricate, the Ice Age's cold forging unbreakable bonds. As you drift, imagine the tundra alive, giants in harmony with the land. To fully appreciate these giants, consider their evolutionary journeys. Woolly rhinos evolved from Asian ancestors, fur developing over generations for cold. Cave bears branched from brown bears, size increasing for hibernation. Mastodons from African gomphotheres, trunks elongating for foraging. Giant deer from smaller cervids, antlers exaggerating for mating. Short-faced bears from South American migrants, legs lengthening for speed. Ground sloths from tree-dwelling kin, ground adaptation for size. Fossils track these changes, teeth evolving for diets, bones strengthening for weight. The Ice Age was a forge, shaping life through natural selection. Picture the evolutionary tree, branches spreading like antlers. Global variations in megafauna added diversity. In Asia, steppe mammoths with twisted tusks grazed vast plains, fossils in China showing herd sizes. In Africa, straight-tusked elephants towered, their bones in Oldaway Gorge alongside hominid tools. South America's toxodons, rhino-like herbivores, left fossils in Brazilian caves. Australia's pallarcests, marsupial tapirs, adapted to dry tundras. These giants, though separated by continents, shared adaptations to cold. Imagine the world map dotted with giants, each unique yet connected by Ice Age's chill. The secrets of the Ice Age giants lie in their interactions with humans, but that's a tale for later chapters. For now, let these profiles sink in. The rhinos charging, bears growling, mastodons trumpeting, a lullaby of the past. As you relax, feel the weight of their presence, the ground trembling under their steps, the air filled with their calls, guiding you deeper into the frozen tale. As the ice gripped the earth in its unrelenting embrace, a new force emerged, small yet cunning, their fires piercing the frozen night like stars fallen to the ground. These were the humans, Homo sapiens, arriving late in the Pleistocene, their footsteps light but their impact profound. In the flickering glow of torchlight, they painted their stories on cave walls, capturing the giants they lived alongside. Woolly rhinos charging through snow, cave bears rearing in shadowed dens, mastodons trudging across icy plains. In France's Lascaux Cave, paintings dated to 15,000 years ago glow with vivid ochre and charcoal, depicting rhinos with curved horns and bison with shaggy manes, their forms alive under the trembling light. These artworks, found across Europe from Chauvet to Altamira, suggest more than mere records. They hint at reverence, perhaps rituals to honor or appease the megafauna, or tales told to bind communities in a world of cold. Fossils near Chauvet Cave reveal flint knives and spear points beside bare bones, their edges chipped from use, suggesting hunts, scavenging, or both. What drove these interactions? Were humans predators, observers, or storytellers weaving myths of the giants? Picture a painter in a cave, their breath visible in the chilly air, fingers smudging charcoal to capture a rhino's might, the cave walls echoing with the crackle of fire. Humans arrived in a world already shaped by ice and megafauna, their survival hinging on ingenuity and adaptation. Across the Bering Land Bridge, they followed herds from Asia to North America, their tools flint blades, bone awls, found in Alaska's Tanana Valley, dated to 14,000 years ago alongside mammoth and bison bones. These early humans crafted shelters from mammoth hides and bones, their campfires leaving charcoal traces in frozen sediment. In Europe, Swabian Jura's caves hold tiny carvings, horses, rhinos, and humans sculpted from mammoth ivory, dated to 40,000 years ago, their delicate forms suggesting a deep connection to the creatures they depicted. In Siberia's Denisova Cave, fossils reveal a complex tapestry, Neanderthals, Denisovans, and early Homo sapiens hunting side by side, their tools mixed with bear and rhino bones, some scarred with cut marks. These interactions were not always predatory. Some fossils show humans scavenging kills, their knives scraping meat from bones left by predators. Imagine a human clan huddled around a fire, the night sky ablaze with stars, the distant groan of a glacier mingling with the low calls of a mammoth herd. Human megafauna interactions. The interactions between humans and megafauna were a dance of survival, sometimes harmonious, often fraught with tension. In North America, at sites like the Murray Springs in Arizona, dated to 13,000 years ago, Clovis spear points lie embedded in mammoth ribs, suggesting deliberate hunts where humans targeted vulnerable animals, calves, or injured adults. Fossils show cut marks on limbs, indicating systematic butchering, with bones split for marrow, a high-energy food in the cold. In Europe, at the Kostenki site in Russia, dated to 25,000 years ago, human dwellings built from mammoth bones, tusks for frames, hides for roofs, reveal a reliance on megafauna for shelter, their campsites scattered with rhino horn tools. These interactions extended to scavenging. Fossils in Germany's Vogelherd cave show human teeth marks on bare bones, suggesting opportunistic feeding on carcasses. Global perspectives reveal variations. In Africa's Olduvai Gorge, early hominids like Homo erectus interacted with Ice Age elephants, their fossils showing tool marks on bones from 1 million years ago, a precursor to Pleistocene patterns. In Australia, Cuddy Springs fossils, dated to 30,000 years ago, show human stone tools alongside diprotodon bones, suggesting scavenging or hunting in a cooling climate. These encounters shaped human evolution, favoring intelligence, cooperation, and tool use. Picture a human group circling a fallen rhino, knives flashing in firelight, the air filled with the scent of meat and frost. Hunting techniques. Hunting techniques were the key to human survival, their tools as precise as they were deadly. The Clovis culture in North America, flourishing 13,000 years ago, crafted fluted spear points, leaf-shaped blades of chert or obsidian, hafted onto wooden shafts, found at Blackwater Draw, New Mexico, embedded in bison and mammoth bones. These points, sharpened to a razor edge, pierced thick hides, a single strike felling a giant. Fossils show impact fractures on points, evidence of high-velocity throws. The otlotl, a lever for spear throwing, increased range to 50 meters, its use inferred from arm bone stress in human fossils from sites like Monte Verde in Chile, dated to 14,000 years ago. In Siberia's Yana River, dated to 30,000 years ago, mass kill sites reveal sophisticated traps, herds driven into ravines or bogs, where spears and pits ensured success. These hunts used terrain, wind direction, and animal behavior knowledge, with decoys or fires to direct prey. In Europe, Solutrean points from France, dated to 20,000 years ago, show heat-treated flint for sharpness used in ambushes. Global variations. In Australia, boomerangs and woomeras, spear throwers, aided hunts for giant kangaroos, fossils in Warrnambool showing impact marks. These techniques required planning, teamwork, and respect for the prey, rituals perhaps following kills. Imagine a hunter poised on a ridge, otlotl raised, eyes tracking a woolly rhino, the wind whispering through snow-covered grasses. Archaeological sites. Archaeological sites across the globe unveil these stories of survival. California's La Brea tar pits, a sticky trap for millennia, hold thousands of bones, saber-toothed cats, rhinos, and mastodons, alongside rare human artifacts, like a bone pin dated to 12,000 years ago, suggesting humans scavenged trapped animals, their footprints preserved in asphalt. In Europe, Germany's Vogelherd cave contains mammoth ivory figurines and bare bone piles, dated to 35,000 years ago, the cave's depths holding clues to hibernation hunts. Siberia's Malta site, dated to 24,000 years ago, yields bone needles and hide scrapers, tools for crafting warm clothing for megafauna pelts, with rhino horn used for awls. These sites, scattered like waypoints, reveal humans as adaptable, resourceful, and deeply entwined with the giants. In South America, the Monte Verde site in Chile, dated to 14,000 years ago, shows mastodon bones with cut marks, alongside seaweed and plant remains, indicating a diverse diet. In Australia, the Cuddy Springs site, dated to 30,000 years ago, holds diprotodon bones beside stone tools, suggesting scavenging in a cooling landscape. Each site is a window, fossils, and tools telling stories of survival etched in stone and bone. Picture an archaeologist brushing dirt from a flint blade, its edge catching the light, revealing a story of survival frozen in time. Cultural depictions add layers to the mystery. revealing how humans perceived the giants. In Spain's Altamira cave, bison and deer leap across ceilings, their forms vibrant despite millennia, painted with ochre and hematite, dated to 14,000 years ago. These artworks, often in hard-to-reach chambers, suggest rituals, perhaps hunters seeking luck or shamans invoking animal spirits. Mammoth ivory carvings, like the Venus figurines of Siberia's Malta culture, show artistic skill, their curves polished to reflect firelight. In North America, petroglyphs in Utah's Great Basin, dated to 12,000 years ago, depict mammoths and humans, hinting at oral traditions passed through generations. Indigenous myths carry these encounters forward. Inuit tales of giant bears stalking the Arctic, Australian Aboriginal stories of thunder beasts resembling Diprotodon, their bones revered as sacred. These narratives, woven into human culture, suggest megafauna were more than prey. They were symbols of power, survival, and mystery. Picture a storyteller by a fire, voice low, weaving tales of rhinos under an icy moon, the audience entranced by the flames' dance. Climate impacts. Climate shifts posed relentless challenges to both humans and megafauna. The Younger Dryas, a sudden cold snap 12,000 years ago, disrupted warming trends after the last glacial maximum, likely triggered by meltwater floods from Lake Agassiz pouring into the Atlantic, halting ocean currents. Fossils from this period, shrunken mammoth bones in Wyoming's Bighorn Basin, sparse pollen in European lake beds, show ecosystems under stress, vegetation dwindling, and herbivores starving. Mammoths, once 20 feet tall, shrank to 15 feet, their teeth worn from tougher grasses. Cave bears faced food shortages, fossils in Romania showing bone thinning from malnutrition. Humans adapted by diversifying diets, fossils in Siberia revealing fish bones and bird remains alongside megafauna. Pollen records from Greenland show tundra shrubs replacing forests, forcing grazers to migrate or perish. The Younger Dryas was a crucible, testing the resilience of all life. Imagine a tundra turning barren, a mammoth's ribs visible, a human tightening their fur cloak against the returning cold. Disease theories. Disease may have played a silent but devastating role in megafauna decline. Bone pathologies, lesions, tumors found in mammoth fossils from Siberia's Yana River suggest parasitic infections, possibly spread by migrating humans or their dogs. DNA extracted from Alaskan bison bones reveals traces of ancient viruses, similar to modern brucellosis, weakening herds. Cave bear fossils in Germany show tooth abscesses, impairing feeding. These diseases, amplified by climate stress and crowding, could have decimated populations. Humans, too, face diseases, their close contact with animals increasing risks. Fossils in Denisova Cave show human bones with lesions, possibly from zoonotic pathogens. Disease amplified hunting and climate pressures, tipping the balance toward extinction. Picture a mammoth stumbling, weakened by unseen illness, its herd diminishing under a gray sky. Overkill versus climate debate. The debate over megafauna extinction rages. Did humans overhunt, or did climate dominate? The overkill hypothesis, proposed by Paul Martin, points to sites like Blackwater Draw, where Clovis points litter bone piles, suggesting intense hunting as humans spread, coinciding with extinctions. In Australia, Diprotodon vanished shortly after human arrival 40,000 years ago. Yet climate evidence, ice core data showing CO2 drops, pollen shifts indicating habitat loss, argues for natural causes. Fossils from Europe show megafauna declining before humans arrived. The truth likely lies in synergy, hunting stressed populations already weakened by climate. Disease amplified this, creating a perfect storm. Imagine a scientist debating over a fossil, the past holding multiple truths, global perspectives.
Survival mysteries vary globally.
In Africa, early hominids like Homo erectus scavenged elephant carcasses, their tools in Oldoway Gorge showing cut marks on bones from 1 million years ago. In South America, fossils in Patagonia's Cueva del Milodon show ground sloths alongside human artifacts, dated to 12,000 years ago, suggesting hunting in glacial refugia. In Asia, Yana river sites show humans using rhino horns for tools. These perspectives reveal a mosaic of survival, humans adapting differently across continents. Picture the world map dotted with sites, each telling a unique tale of survival in the cold. Survival strategies. Megafauna and humans employed clever strategies. Rhinos formed defensive herds, their horns warding off predators. Cave bears hibernated to conserve energy, fossils showing fat reserves. Mammoths migrated seasonally, their paths etched in fossil tracks. Humans used fire for warmth, tools for hunting, and shelters from bones. Nomadic lifestyles followed herds, diets diversified with plants and fish. These strategies highlight resilience in a harsh world. Imagine a human crafting a spear, a rhino standing guard, life persisting against the odds. What if it never ended? Imagine a world where the Ice Age never ended, where glaciers still blanket the continents, their icy fingers stretching across North America, Europe, and Asia, their weight sculpting the earth in a timeless dance of frost. The Laurentide ice sheet, vast and unyielding, covers what we know as Canada and the northern United States. Its surface a shimmering expanse of crevasses and ridges, groaning under its own weight. Woolly mammoths roam in herds, their tusks curling like crescent moons, their fur matted with snow as they trudge through endless tundras. Humans, small but resilient, huddle in shelters of mammoth bone and hide, their fires casting golden light against the eternal cold. The air is crisp, scented with pine and frost, carrying the distant trumpet of a mammoth or the low howl of wind across the ice. What would this world look like? How would life, human, animal, plant, adapt to an unending freeze? Let's drift into this frozen dream, where the earth remains locked in ice, its secrets unfolding in the quiet of the night. The Pleistocene, spanning 2.6 million to 11,000 years ago, was defined by glacial cycles driven by Milankovitch cycles, subtle shifts in Earth's orbit, tilt, and wobble that cooled the planet. In our imagined world, these cycles never tipped toward warming, keeping sea levels 400 feet lower, exposing land bridges like Beringia and Doggerland. Fossils from our time, mammoth bones in Siberia, pollen in Greenland's ice cores, offer clues to this alternate reality, where ice sheets persist and ecosystems adapt to a colder, harsher Earth. Picture a landscape of endless snow, the horizon a blur of white, where life clings to survival with fierce determination, its breath steaming in the frigid air. Persistent Ice Age climate. If the Ice Age never ended, Earth's climate would remain locked in a glacial maximum, with global temperatures 5 to 10 degrees Celsius colder than today. Ice core data from Greenland's GIS-P2 project, showing carbon dioxide levels at 180 parts per million during glacial peaks, suggests a world where greenhouse gases never rose. The albedo effect, ice reflecting sunlight, would perpetuate cooling, with glaciers advancing slowly, grinding bedrock into dust. Antarctica's ice sheets would expand, covering more of the Southern Ocean, while the Fennoscandian ice sheet would blanket Scandinavia, its weight depressing the crust, as seen in fossils from Norway's fjords. Permafrost would dominate Siberia and Canada, preserving mammoth carcasses and ancient seeds, as found in the Kolyma River. Ocean currents, like the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, would slow, further cooling Europe with fossils of cold-adapted algae in North Sea sediments. Seasonal thaws would be brief, summers barely warming, with pollen fossils showing tundra shrubs like dwarf willow dominating over forests. Imagine standing on a frozen plain, the air biting your skin, the sun low and pale, its light scattered by a sea of ice stretching to the horizon. This persistent cold would lock away water, keeping sea levels low. Beringia, connecting Asia to North America, would remain a grassy steppe, its fossils, horse teeth, bison bones, indicating a haven for grazers. Doggerland, linking Britain to Europe, would persist as a tundra, its oak pollen and deer antlers preserved in submerged sediments. The Sunda Shelf in Southeast Asia would connect islands, enabling migrations of rhinos, as seen in Borneo's cave fossils. These land bridges would shape global ecosystems, fostering connectivity but limiting biodiversity in warmer regions. Picture a Beringian steppe, the wind carrying the scent of grass, a herd of mammoths grazing under a clouded sky. Megafauna evolution. In an unending ice age, megafauna like woolly mammoths, cave bears, and giant deer would continue to evolve, adapting to perpetual cold. Mammoths, preserved in Siberian permafrost, show thick fur and fat humps for insulation. In this world, their fur might grow denser, their tusks shorter for digging in deeper snow, as suggested by fossil variations in Alaska's Yukon. Cave bears, with fossils in Germany's whole fells showing herbivorous diets, might diversify, some becoming omnivorous, scavenging mammoth kills, their teeth evolving for tougher roots. Giant deer, with 10-foot antlers and Irish bogs, could develop smaller, sturdier racks to navigate denser tundras, as inferred from fossilized antler fractures. Woolly rhinos, their horns preserved in Kolyma's permafrost, might evolve broader feet for snow traversal, like modern musk oxen. Genetic studies of mammoth DNA suggest cold-resistant genes would dominate, with populations splitting into specialized subspecies. Predators like short-faced bears, with fossils in La Brea tar pits, could grow leaner, faster, to chase agile prey in open tundras. Picture a mammoth herd, their fur thicker than ever, trudging through snow, their breath forming clouds in the icy air. These evolutionary paths would be driven by natural selection, with smaller body sizes reducing food needs, as seen in younger Dryas fossils showing shrunken mammoths. In South America, ground sloths might develop stronger claws for digging shelters, their fossils in Patagonia suggesting such adaptations. Australia's Diprotodon, with fossils in Queensland, could evolve into smaller, desert-adapted forms, surviving in arid tundras. These changes would balance survival with competition, megafauna coexisting in a colder, harsher world. Imagine a giant deer, its antlers compact, grazing beside a rhino, their silhouettes merging in the twilight. Human societies in an eternal ice age. Humans, adaptable and cunning, would thrive in this frozen world, their societies shaped by ice. In our time, Clovis hunters used spear points, as found in Blackwater Draw, to fell mammoths. In an unending ice age, humans might refine atlatls into crossbow-like tools, increasing hunting efficiency, inferred from arm bone stress in fossils. Settlements would cluster near land bridges like Beringia with mammoth bone shelters, as seen in Russia's Kostenki site, becoming permanent villages. Fossils of bone needles in Siberia's Malta suggest advanced clothing, layered furs waterproofed with fat, akin to Inuit parkas. Social structures would emphasize cooperation, with tribes sharing kills, as evidenced by communal bone piles in Yana River sites. Art would flourish, with cave paintings like those in Lascaux evolving into intricate carvings on ice or bone, depicting megafauna as deities. Oral traditions like Inuit tales of giant bears would codify survival knowledge, passing down migration routes and hunting techniques. Picture a village of bone huts, fires glowing, a storyteller weaving myths of mammoths under a starlit sky. Technology would adapt to the cold, flint tools sharpened for ice cutting, harpoons for fishing in glacial lakes, as seen in Monteverde fossils. Trade networks might emerge across Beringia, exchanging obsidian tools for furs, inferred from Siberian site artifacts. Spirituality would center on the ice and megafauna, with rituals to appease the spirits of slain giants, suggested by mammoth ivory figurines in Swabian Jura. These societies would be nomadic yet resilient, their lives intertwined with the frozen world. Imagine a hunter carving a spear, the ice reflecting firelight, the air filled with the scent of burning pine. Global ecosystems. An unending ice age would reshape global ecosystems, with tundras and steppes dominating. Pollen fossils from Greenland show dwarf willow and sedge thriving in cold, limiting forests to southern refugia. In North America, the Laurentide ice sheet would restrict forests, with fossils in Wisconsin showing tundra grasses supporting bison. Europe's Fennoscandian ice sheet would favor cold-adapted algae, as seen in fjord sediments, sustaining marine life. In Asia, Himalayan glaciers would feed rivers, their valleys home to rhinos, as in fossil sites. Australia's cooling climate would expand deserts, with diprotodon grazing sparse shrubs, as in lake air fossils. Africa's savannas would shrink, with fossils in Oldoway Gorge showing elephants adapting to grasslands. Ecosystems would be interconnected via land bridges, with Beringia hosting diverse herds, its fossils revealing horse and camel migrations. Predators like saber-toothed cats would roam widely, their fossils in La Brea suggesting pack hunting. Picture a tundra teeming with life, mammoths grazing, wolves howling, the air alive with the hum of survival. Biodiversity would be lower, with cold-adapted species dominating. Microbes in permafrost, as found in Siberian sediments, would thrive, recycling nutrients. Algae and snow, preserved in fossils, would tint landscapes red, absorbing heat. These ecosystems would be fragile, sensitive to volcanic eruptions like Toba, whose ashen Indian fossils triggered cooling. Imagine a red-tinted snowfield, a herd of bison grazing, the ice reflecting a pale sun. Lessons for today. An unending ice age offers lessons for our warming world. Ice core data show stable cold climates relied on low CO2, unlike today's 400 parts per million. Permafrost preservation, as in Kalima's mammoth carcasses, highlights the importance of carbon storage, now threatened by thawing. Human adaptability, seen in Clovis tools and Kostenki shelters, mirrors modern resilience, but our reliance on technology contrasts with Ice Age simplicity. Megafauna survival suggests ecosystems thrive with diversity, a warning as modern species decline. Fossils show extinction from combined stressors, climate, hunting, disease, echoing today's challenges. Studying Ice Age resilience could guide conservation, like protecting tundra ecosystems in Greenland. Imagine a scientist drilling an ice core, each layer a lesson, the past whispering solutions for the future. This speculative world challenges us to consider balance between humans and nature, technology and environment. Indigenous knowledge, like Aboriginal stories of diprotodon, emphasizes respect for ecosystems, a principle vital today. Picture a modern tundra, scientists and locals working together, the ice holding secrets for a sustainable future. This world where the Ice Age never ended is a frozen tapestry of resilience, adaptation, and survival. Glaciers grind on, megafauna evolve, humans carve lives from ice, and ecosystems pulse with life. Fossils, bones, pollen, tools guide our imagining, their stories soothing as they unfold. As you relax, let this icy realm envelop you. The creak of glaciers, the call of mammoths, guiding you deeper into sleep. Ice Age flora and fauna interactions. The Ice Age's secrets extend to its flora, the green threads that wove the tapestry of life, sustaining the giants we have explored. Dwarf willows hugging the ground, their leaves small to conserve water, their roots delving into permafrost. Sedges swaying in the wind, their blades sharp against the cold. Fossils from pollen in lake sediments show these plants dominating tundras, feeding rhinos and deer. Beetles, their bodies furry for warmth, pollinated sparse flowers, their fossils in Alaskan bogs showing life's tenacity. Microbial life in soil fixed nitrogen, supporting growth. The interactions between flora and fauna were a delicate dance, plants providing sustenance, animals shaping landscapes. Let us drift into this green world, where the secrets of survival bloomed in the cold. Plant adaptations. Picture a tundra under a pale sun, where plants clung to life with remarkable tenacity. Dwarf willows, Salix arctica, grew low to the ground, their stems hugging the soil to escape the biting wind, their leaves small and leathery to minimize water loss. Fossils from pollen in Greenland's lake beds show these willows dominating vast areas, their roots penetrating permafrost to access nutrients. Sedges, like Carrick species, form dense mats, their blades adapted to short summers, photosynthesizing rapidly in the long daylight hours. Pollen records from Siberia's Kolyma River reveal a diversity of these grasses, their seeds lightweight for wind dispersal, carpeting the landscape in green. Arctic poppies, Papaver radicatum, bloomed in bright yellows, their petals opening to capture the sun's weak rays, their fossils in Yukon sediments showing adaptation to cold with hairy stems for insulation. These plants were the foundation of the Ice Age ecosystem, their resilience a secret to survival in extremes. Imagine a willow branch swaying gently, snow dusting its leaves, the air filled with the faint scent of earth and frost. These adaptations were evolutionary marvels. Short growing seasons favored quick reproduction, with seeds germinating in mere weeks. Fossils from European bogs show mosses and lichens covering rocks, their spores preserved in amber-like ice, providing ground cover that stabilized soil against erosion. In North America's Laurentide margins, shrubs like birch and alder formed thickets, their pollen fossils indicating fire resistance, regenerating after volcanic ash falls. The secrets of these plants lie in their genes, cold-tolerant enzymes, antifreeze proteins, as revealed in modern studies of Ice Age DNA from permafrost. As you relax, let the image of a blooming tundra envelop you, colors defying the cold, life persisting in whispers of green. Herbivore-plant relationships. The giants of the Ice Age were tied to these plants in a symbiotic dance. Woolly mammoths grazed vast tundras, their trunks curling around sedges and willows, their fossils in Siberia showing stomach contents of fibrous grasses. Pollen in mammoth dung, preserved in permafrost, shows seed dispersal, mammoths carrying plants across landscapes, fostering diversity. Rhinos, with their flat teeth, mowed grasses, their footprints in Alaskan mud creating depressions where water pooled, aiding plant growth. Fossils from Wyoming's Bighorn Basin show rhino teeth worn from tough sedges, their diet shaping the tundra's composition. Mastodons in North America's forests stripped bark from birch, their tusks leaving scars on fossilized trees in Michigan bogs. This browsing, controlled forest growth, preventing overgrowth in interglacial periods. Giant deer browsed shrubs, their antlers entangled with branches, fossils in Irish bogs showing leaf fragments in stomachs. These relationships were mutual. Plants fed herbivores. Herbivores fertilized soil with dung, cycling nutrients. Picture a mammoth herd grazing, trunks plucking willows, the air filled with the crunch of stems. This interplay maintained ecosystem balance. Fossils from Beringia show mammoths trampling paths, aerating soil for new growth. Rhino wallowing created mud pools where seeds germinated. In Europe, cave bear feces in whole fells cave nourished fungi and insects, supporting cave ecosystems. The secrets of these relationships reveal a web of life where flora and fauna co-evolved, plants adapting to grazing pressure with tougher leaves, herbivores with specialized teeth. As you drift, imagine the tundra as a living entity, giants and plants in harmony, the wind carrying seeds to new horizons, pollinators and microbial life. Insect pollinators bridged flora and fauna, their furry bodies carrying pollen across tundras. Beetles, adapted with thick exoskeletons, pollinated Arctic poppies, their fossils in Yukon amber showing preserved wings. Bees, smaller than today, buzzed among sedges, their pollen baskets filled with golden dust, as seen in pollen fossils from Greenland lakes. These pollinators ensured plant reproduction, supporting herbivores. Microbial life in soil, bacteria, and fungi fixed nitrogen, making barren tundras fertile. Fossils from permafrost cores show microbial DNA, revealing communities that decomposed organic matter, recycling nutrients for willows and grasses. These tiny organisms were the unsung heroes, their interactions with roots forming mycorrhizal networks, aiding water uptake in frozen soil. Picture a beetle alighting on a flower, its wings humming softly, the air alive with the secret life of the tundra. The secrets of these interactions highlight interdependence, pollinators linking plants, microbes sustaining the base. Fossils from European bogs show insect remains in plant resin, preserving the chain of life. As you relax, let the hum of a bee carry you. The soil alive beneath, a world of microscopic wonders. Fossil evidence from pollen and dung. Fossil evidence unlocks these interactions. Pollen in lake sediments from Alaska's Yukon Territory, dated to 20,000 years ago, shows willow and sedge dominance, their grains preserved like tiny jewels, indicating megafauna diets. Mammoth dung, frozen in Siberian permafrost, contains undigested seeds, evidence of dispersal, with pollen-identifying plants like Arctic poppy. Coprolites, fossilized dung, from cave bears in Germany's whole fells reveal berry seeds and grass fragments, showing omnivorous diets. These fossils, analyzed with microscopes and DNA sequencing, reveal plant diversity, megafauna shaping flora through grazing. Picture a scientist peering at pollen under a microscope, the grains glowing, unveiling secrets of ancient meals. Global pollen records from Australia's lake air show sedge increases during cooling, supporting diprotodon. These evidence pieces paint a picture of interconnected life, flora, and fauna in a delicate balance. As you drift, imagine the pollen drifting on the wind, carrying life's secrets. Ecosystem dynamics. The Ice Age ecosystems were dynamic, flora and fauna in constant flux. Grazing by mammoths prevented forest encroachment, keeping tundras open, as seen in pollen shifts in European sediments. Volcanic ash from eruptions like Toba disrupted this, fossils showing plant decline post-event. Fire, sparked by lightning, cleared dead vegetation, regenerating growth. Char layers in Alaskan sediments showing cycles. Fauna like insects aided decomposition, their fossils in bogs revealing roles in nutrient cycling. These dynamics were fragile, climate shifts tipping balances. Imagine a tundra fire, flames crackling, new shoots emerging from ash. The secrets of these dynamics reveal Earth's resilience, flora and fauna adapting in harmony. As you rest, let the ecosystem's rhythm lull you, the wind carrying seeds of life. The flora and fauna interactions of the Ice Age were a symphony of life, plants sustaining giants, animals shaping landscapes. Fossils, pollen, dung, bones, whisper of this balance, a world where green threads wove survival. As you relax, let this green world envelop you, the rustle of leaves, the hum of insects, guiding you deeper into sleep. The ice's retreat and legacy. As the Ice Age drew to a close, the Earth exhaled, its glaciers retreating like a slow tide, leaving behind a transformed world. The Laurentide ice sheet, once a towering expanse across North America, melted into rivers, carving valleys and filling basins with water that shimmered under a warming sun. In Europe, the Fennoscandian ice sheet receded, exposing rocky fjords and fertile plains, their surfaces scarred with the ice's fingerprints. Fossils from this time, pollen in lake beds, bones in bogs, tell of a world in flux, where mammoths and rhinos faced shrinking habitats, and humans adapted to new lands. The ice's retreat reshaped ecosystems, sparked migrations, and left a legacy etched in stone and soil. Picture a glacier's edge, meltwater trickling, the air soft with the scent of wet earth and pine. As life stirs in the wake of the cold, the retreat, beginning around 14,000 years ago, was driven by Milankovitch cycles, Earth's orbital shifts warming the planet. Ice core data from Greenland show carbon dioxide rising to 250 parts per million, fueling a thaw. This was no gentle farewell. The Younger Dryas, a cold snap 12,000 years ago, briefly halted the melt, leaving fossils of shrunken mammoths in Wyoming's Bighorn Basin. As the ice withdrew, it left secrets, moraines, drumlins, and bones that whisper of a world reborn. Let us drift into this time of transition, where the ice's legacy unfolds in the quiet of the night. Glacial retreat. The retreat of the glaciers was a slow, majestic unraveling. The Laurentide ice sheet, covering Canada and the northern United States, shrank over thousands of years, its meltwater forming the Great Lakes, their basins carved by ice, as seen in sediment cores from Lake Superior dated to 12,000 years ago. In Europe, the Fennoscandian ice sheet retreated, leaving fjords in Norway, their rocky walls etched with striations, fossils of marine algae showing rising seas. In Asia, Himalayan glaciers receded, feeding rivers like the Indus, their sediment layers in Pakistan holding pollen of emerging grasses. Meltwater raised sea levels by 400 feet, submerging Beringia, the land bridge between Asia and North America. Its fossils, horse bones, willow pollen, now underwater. The retreat was uneven, with ice cores from Antarctica showing pulses of melting, triggered by volcanic activity, as ash layers in Greenland suggest. Picture a glacier's edge, its surface cracked, water streaming into a newborn river, the air alive with the hum of change. This retreat reshaped the Earth's crust, isostatic rebound lifting land as ice's weight lifted, seen in raised beaches in Scotland's fossils. The glacier's departure left moraines, hills of debris, that mark their boundaries, as in New York's Long Island. These scars tell a story of transformation, the ice giving way to life. As you relax, let the sound of melting ice carry you, the earth awakening from its frozen slumber. Environmental shifts. As glaciers retreated, environments transformed. Pollen fossils from European lake beds show tundra shrubs like dwarf willow giving way to birch and pine forests, dated to 11,000 years ago. In North America, the Great Plains emerged from under ice, their sediments rich with grass pollen, supporting bison, as fossils in Kansas reveal. Wetlands formed in glacial depressions, their peat bogs in Ireland preserving seeds and insect remains, showing a surge in biodiversity. In Australia, Lake Ayres fossils indicate wetter conditions, with sedges supporting Diprotodon before their decline. Sea level rise flooded Doggerland, connecting Britain to Europe, its submerged oak pollen revealing lost forests. These shifts disrupted ecosystems, with cold-adapted plants retreating north, as seen in Greenland's sediment cores. Picture a new forest, saplings rising from once frozen soil, the air warm with the scent of pine and earth. The younger dryas briefly reversed these changes, cooling the planet and shrinking habitats, with pollen from Wyoming showing sparse grasses. Yet the warming resumed, reshaping rivers and coasts, fossils of clams in rising seas marking the change. As you drift, imagine the land reborn, green spreading where ice once ruled. Megafauna extinction. The ice's retreat spelled doom for many megafauna. Woolly mammoths, their fossils in Siberia's Yana River showing malnutrition, struggled as tundra shrank, grasses replaced by forests. Woolly rhinos, with teeth worn from tough plants, vanished as steppes dwindled, their fossils in Kolyma dated to 12,000 years ago. Cave bears, reliant on berries and caves, faced habitat loss, their bones in Germany's whole fells showing stress fractures. Giant deer, their antlers preserved in Irish bogs, couldn't adapt to denser forests. Fossils suggest multiple causes: climate-driven habitat loss, human hunting, Clovis points in mammoth ribs, and diseases, with lesions in bison bones from Alaska. Some survived longer, like mammoths on Wrangel Island, their fossils dated to 4,000 years ago. Picture a mammoth, ribs visible, standing alone on a shrinking tundra, the air heavy with change. This extinction reshaped ecosystems, with grazers no longer controlling forests, as pollen shifts in Europe show. The loss rippled, predators like saber-toothed cats vanishing, their fossils in La Brea tar pits marking the end. As you relax, let the giants' fading calls lull you, their legacy in the bones they left. Human adaptation. Humans, ever resilient, adapted to the ice's retreat. Clovis hunters, once chasing mammoths, turned to bison and deer, their tools and blackwater draw evolving into smaller points for agile prey, dated to 11,000 years ago. In Europe, Magdalenian people crafted harpoons for fish in new rivers, as seen in fossils from France's Grotte du Rhin. Settlements grew permanent, with stone tools and pottery in Turkey's Göbekli Tepe, dated to 10,000 years ago, marking the shift to agriculture. Rising seas forced migrations, with Beringian peoples moving inland, their tools in Alaska's Tanana Valley showing new diets. Cave art, like Lascaux's paintings, gave way to carvings of fish and plants, reflecting new environments. Picture a human family by a river, weaving nets, their firelight dancing on water, the air warm with hope. These adaptations laid the foundation for civilization, with farming and settlements emerging from necessity. Fossils of wheat seeds in the Fertile Crescent show early agriculture, a legacy of the ice's retreat. As you drift, imagine humans planting seeds, their hands in soil, building a new world, lasting legacies. The ice's retreat left enduring marks. Geologically, it carved fjords, lakes, and valleys, with moraines in Canada's Rockies shaping landscapes. Ecologically, it drove biodiversity shifts, with forests replacing tundras, as pollen fossils show. Human societies, born in the ice's shadow, developed agriculture and culture, their tools and art a testament to resilience. Today, melting permafrost in Siberia releases ancient seeds and microbes, studied for climate insights, echoing the Ice Age's lessons. Indigenous stories, Inuit tales of retreating ice, Aboriginal myths of lost lands, preserve this legacy, their oral traditions mirroring fossil records. The ice's retreat warns of our warming world, where rising seas echo ancient floods. Picture a scientist studying a permafrost core, its layers whispering of a world transformed. These legacies connect us to the Ice Age, its scars and stories guiding our future. As you relax, let the Earth's ancient pulse carry you. The ice's retreat, a lullaby of change and hope. The ice's retreat was a turning point, reshaping Earth and its inhabitants. Fossils, bones, pollen, tools tell of loss and adaptation, a world reborn from cold. As you rest, let this legacy envelop you, the trickle of meltwater, the whisper of new forests, guiding you deeper into sleep. Fossil hunters and discoveries. The Ice Age lives on through the hands of fossil hunters, those who unearth the Earth's frozen secrets, piecing together a world long vanished. In the windswept tundras of Siberia, a scientist brushes away permafrost to reveal a mammoth tusk, its ivory gleaming under a pale sun. In a German cave, a paleontologist uncovers a cave bear skull, its surface etched with time. Fossils, bones, teeth, pollen tell stories of giants and landscapes discovered by curious minds across centuries. From early explorers to modern researchers, these hunters have illuminated the Ice Age, their work a bridge between past and present. Picture a dig site, the air cool with the scent of earth and frost, tools clinking softly as secrets emerge from the soil. The quest for fossils began long before science named the Ice Age, with discoveries shaping our understanding of a world ruled by ice. From ancient myths to cutting-edge labs, each find adds a chapter to the story of Earth's frozen past. Let us drift into this journey of discovery, where the whispers of fossils guide us through time. Early fossil discoveries. The story of Ice Age fossil hunting begins with wonder and mystery. In the 1700s, Siberian nomads found mammoth bones protruding from permafrost, their size sparking tales of giants, recorded in Russian chronicles. By 1796, Georges Cuvier, studying a mammoth jaw from Siberia, declared these creatures extinct, a radical idea then, supported by fossils from France's Somme Valley. In 1801, Charles Wilson Peale excavated a mastodon skeleton in New York's Hudson Valley, its bones displayed in Philadelphia, drawing crowds and igniting curiosity. Indigenous peoples, like the Lenape, revered these bones as sacred, their oral traditions of great beasts aligning with finds, as noted in 19th century ethnographies. In Europe, William Buckland uncovered cave bear bones in Yorkshire's Kirkdale Cave in 1821, their claw marks suggesting hibernation, a clue to Ice Age life. These early discoveries, often by chance, laid the foundation for paleontology, each bone a puzzle piece. Picture a 19th century explorer, lantern in hand, gazing at a mammoth tusk in a frozen riverbank, the air heavy with the weight of discovery. These finds were not just bones but stories, sparking debates about extinction and Earth's history. Fossils from Russia's Kolyma River, including frozen mammoth carcasses, revealed fur and stomach contents, hinting at diets and climates. As you relax, imagine the thrill of that first find, a bone emerging from ice, whispering secrets of a lost world. Key paleontological sites. Certain sites have become hallowed ground for Ice Age fossil hunters. Siberia's Yana River, dated to 30,000 years ago, yields mammoth tusks, rhino horns, and human tools, their preservation in permafrost offering snapshots of life. California's La Brea tar pits, active for millennia, trap saber-toothed cats and mastodons, their bones coated in asphalt, dated to 12,000 years ago, revealing predator-prey dynamics. In Germany, Hohlfels Cave holds cave bear skeletons and ivory carvings, dated to 35,000 years ago, showing human megafauna overlap. Australia's Naracoorte Caves, with fossils of Diprotodon from 20,000 years ago, show a cooling continent. In South America, Patagonia's Cueva del Milodon preserves ground sloth remains, dated to 10,000 years ago, alongside human artifacts. These sites, scattered across the globe, are time capsules, their fossils unveiling ecosystems and interactions. Picture a dig site in Siberia, a scientist kneeling in frost, uncovering a rhino horn, the air crisp with discovery. Each site tells a unique story. Beringia's fossils show migrations. La Brea's reveal predation. Pollen in these sites, like Greenland's lake beds, maps ancient flora. As you drift, let the image of these sites envelop you. Bones emerging from Earth, a legacy of the ice. Modern paleontological techniques. Today's fossil hunters wield advanced tools to unlock Ice Age secrets. Radiocarbon dating, applied to mammoth bones in Alaska's Yukon, pinpoints ages to within decades, revealing extinction timelines. CT scans of cave bear skulls from Romania show brain size, hinting at behavior. DNA sequencing, as with mammoth hair from Siberia, traces genetic adaptations to cold, published in 2023 studies. Isotope analysis of rhino teeth from Kolyma reveals diets, grasses in summer, twigs in winter. Ground-penetrating radar maps buried sites, like Beringia's submerged fossils, guiding excavations. Drones survey remote tundras, spotting bone scatters, as used in Canada's Yukon in 2024. These methods, blending technology and curiosity, bring the Ice Age to life. Picture a lab, screens glowing with CT images, a scientist tracing a mammoth's DNA, the hum of machines a lullaby of discovery. These techniques refine our understanding. Pollen analysis maps vegetation, bone isotopes track migrations. As you relax, imagine a fossil under a microscope, its secrets unfolding in whispers of data. Cultural significance of fossils. Fossils shaped human culture, from ancient myths to modern science. Indigenous stories, like Inuit tales of giant bears, reflect fossils found in Arctic permafrost, revered as ancestral spirits. In China, mammoth bones were called dragon bones, used in medicine, as recorded in Han Dynasty texts. In Europe, 19th century fossil finds inspired art, with paintings of mammoths adorning Victorian halls. Today, fossils fuel conservation debates, their extinction patterns warning of biodiversity loss, as seen in 2025 UN reports. Museums, like the Smithsonian, display mastodon skeletons, drawing millions to ponder the Ice Age. Fossils also inspire community. Amateur hunters in Siberia work with scientists, their finds cataloged in global databases. Picture a museum at night, a mammoth skeleton looming, its bones whispering tales to silent visitors. These cultural threads connect us to the Ice Age, fossils bridging past and present. As you drift, let the stories of these bones carry you, their significance a soothing echo. Future discoveries. The future of fossil hunting holds promise as permafrost thaws, revealing new finds. In Siberia, melting ice exposes mammoth carcasses, their DNA aiding de-extinction research, as explored in 2024 studies. Underwater sites, like Beringia's submerged plains, may yield tools and bones, with robotic submersibles planned for 2026 expeditions. Climate change, while destructive, uncovers fossils in Canada's Arctic, with drone surveys spotting new sites. Citizen science grows, with apps like Fossil Finder enabling global contributions. These discoveries will deepen our understanding, linking Ice Age lessons to modern challenges. Picture a future dig, a drone humming over tundra, a new fossil gleaming in the frost. The Ice Age's secrets await, each fossil a story yet to be told. As you relax, let the promise of discovery lull you, the Earth's past guiding you into sleep. Fossil hunters, from ancient nomads to modern scientists, have woven a tapestry of discovery, their finds illuminating the Ice Age. Bones, pollen, and tools whisper of a frozen world, its legacy enduring. As you rest, let the clink of a pickaxe, the hum of a lab, carry you deeper into the past, where secrets sleep in stone. Cultural impact of the Ice Age. The Ice Age was not just a time of ice and giants. It was a crucible for human culture, shaping the stories, art, and ingenuity of our ancestors. In the dim glow of a cave, a hand presses ochre to stone, painting a mammoth's curve, its form alive in flickering firelight. Across the frozen steppes, storytellers weave tales of great beasts, their voices mingling with the wind. Tools crafted from bone and flint, shelters built from mammoth tusks. These were the seeds of civilization, born in the cold. The Ice Age's legacy lives in myths, art, and the very way humans spread across the earth, its echoes resonating even today. Picture a clan gathered around a fire, their breath visible in the frosty air, their stories binding them against the vastness of the ice. From Europe's caves to Beringia's plains, the Ice Age molded human culture, leaving traces in artifacts, oral traditions, and migrations. These cultural threads, woven in the cold, tell a story of resilience and creativity, their whispers guiding us through the past. Let us drift into this world, where the ice shaped not just the land, but the soul of humanity. Art and symbolism. In the heart of the Ice Age, humans turned to art, painting their world on cave walls and carving it into bone. In France's Lascaux cave, dated to 17,000 years ago, ochre and charcoal depict mammoths, bison, and rhinos, their forms vivid under torchlight. These paintings, found across Europe in Chauvet and Altamira, were more than decoration. Archaeologists suggest they held ritual significance, perhaps invoking the spirits of Megafauna for successful hunts. The curves of a mammoth's tusk, the sweep of a rhino's horn, were captured with precision, as seen in pigment traces analyzed in 2023 studies. In Germany's Swabian Jura, ivory carvings of horses and humans, dated to 40,000 years ago, showed delicate craftsmanship, their surfaces polished by reverent hands. These artifacts suggest a symbolic connection to the animals, possibly as totems or deities. In Siberia's Malta site, dated to 24,000 years ago, Venus figurines carved from mammoth ivory hint at fertility rituals, their forms echoing the abundance of the herds. Picture a painter in a cave, fingers smudging ochre, the air thick with the scent of earth and smoke, the walls alive with stories, art extended beyond caves. In Australia, rock engravings in the Pilbara, dated to 30,000 years ago, depict giant kangaroos, suggesting cultural reverence for megafauna. In North America, Utah's Great Basin petroglyphs, dated to 12,000 years ago, show mammoths alongside human figures, hinting at shared histories. These artworks, often in remote or sacred spaces, suggest ceremonies, their creation a communal act. Pigment analysis reveals hematite and charcoal, mixed with animal fat, applied with fingers or reeds. The Ice Age's art was a language of survival, binding communities through shared symbols. As you relax, let the glow of a cave painting envelop you, its colors whispering of a time when humans spoke through stone. Storytelling and myths. Stories were the heartbeat of Ice Age culture, preserving knowledge and meaning. In the Arctic, Inuit oral traditions speak of giant bears stalking the ice, their tails mirroring cave bear fossils in Canada's Yukon, dated to 30,000 years ago. In Australia, Aboriginal Dreamtime stories describe thunder beasts, akin to Diprotodon, their bones revered in sites like Lake Mungo, dated to 40,000 years ago. These myths, passed down for millennia, encode survival strategies, migration routes, hunting techniques, and warnings of climate shifts. In Europe, myths of great floods, recorded in later Celtic tales, may reflect the Ice Age's melting, with submerged Doggerland's oak pollen, dated to 10,000 years ago, as evidence. Picture a storyteller by a fire, voice low and rhythmic, weaving tales of mammoths under a starlit sky, the clan entranced. These stories were practical and spiritual. In Siberia, myths of sky spirits guiding herds align with mammoth migration patterns, inferred from isotope analysis of bones. In South America, Andean tales of giant sloths, preserved in oral histories, match fossils in Patagonia's Cueva del Milodon, dated to 12,000 years ago. Storytelling fostered unity, with elders teaching young hunters through tales, as suggested by communal hearths in Russia's Kostenki site. The Ice Age's myths were a cultural anchor, their echoes in modern indigenous stories a testament to their power. As you drift, imagine the wind carrying a story, its words blending with the crackle of fire, soothing your mind. Technological advancements. The Ice Age spurred human ingenuity, with tools and techniques born of necessity. In North America, Clovis points, fluted flint blades, dated to 13,000 years ago, found in Blackwater Draw, New Mexico, show precision for hunting mammoths. The otlotl, a spear-throwing lever, extended range, its use inferred from arm bone stress in human fossils from Chile's Monte Verde, dated to 14,000 years ago. In Europe, Solutrean tools from France, dated to 20,000 years ago, show heat-treated flint for sharper edges used to skin hides. Bone needles, found in Siberia's Malta site, enabled sewn clothing, their fine points piercing mammoth hides for warmth. Picture a craftsman shaping a flint blade, sparks flying in the cold, the air scented with pine and leather. Shelters were technological marvels. Mammoth bone huts in Russia's Kostenki, dated to 25,000 years ago, used tusks for frames, hides for roofs. Fire management, with charcoal traces in hearths, warmed clans, and cooked food, as seen in France's Grotte du Renne. These advancements laid the groundwork for later innovations, like pottery in post-Ice Age sites. The Ice Age's technology was a testament to human adaptability, each tool a step towards civilization. As you relax, let the rhythm of a napped flint lull you, the spark of ingenuity glowing in the cold. Migration and settlement patterns. The Ice Age drove human migrations, shaping settlement patterns. The Bering Land Bridge, connecting Asia to North America, enabled crossings, with tools in Alaska's Tanana Valley, dated to 14,000 years ago, showing human presence alongside mammoth bones. In Europe, Magdalenian hunters followed reindeer, their camps in France's Dordogne Valley, dated to 15,000 years ago, marked by flint tools and hearths. Rising seas submerged Doggerland, forcing migrations, with oak pollen in North Sea sediments showing lost lands. In Australia, arrivals 40,000 years ago, evidenced by tools in Lake Mungo, coincided with diprotodon habitats. Picture a clan crossing a frozen steppe, their footsteps light, the horizon vast with ice and promise. Settlements adapted to the cold, temporary camps in Beringia, permanent bone huts in Siberia. Post-retreat, villages like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, dated to 10,000 years ago, show early permanence, with stone carvings reflecting Ice Age motifs. These patterns set the stage for agriculture, as seen in Fertile Crescent wheat fossils. The Ice Age's migrations shaped humanity's spread, their legacy in our global tapestry. As you drift, imagine a journey across ice, the stars guiding a path to new lands. Modern cultural echoes. The Ice Age's influence lingers in modern culture. Indigenous stories, like the Inuits' bear myths, preserve fossil knowledge, guiding 2025 conservation efforts in the Arctic. Literature, from Jean Auel's Clan of the Cave Bear to modern novels, draws on Ice Age imagery, inspired by Lascaux paintings. Films and games, like Ice Age and Far Cry Primal, romanticize the era, rooted in fossil finds. Museums display mammoth skeletons, with the Smithsonian's exhibits drawing millions in 2024. Scientific studies like 2023 DNA analyses of mammoths fuel de-extinction debates, shaping cultural views on technology. Picture a museum at dusk, a mammoth skeleton glowing, its story alive in modern minds. The Ice Age inspires environmental awareness, its extinction's warning of biodiversity loss, as noted in 2025 UN reports. Art and stories continue, with modern artists carving mammoth-inspired sculptures. As you relax, let these echoes carry you. The Ice Age's legacy, a soothing bridge to today. The Ice Age's cultural impact is a tapestry of art, stories, tools, and journeys, woven in the cold. Fossils, paintings, and myths whisper of human resilience, their legacy enduring. As you rest, let the firelight of ancient clans, the chant of their stories, guide you deeper into sleep. Modern parallels and lessons. As the Ice Age fades into memory, its lessons resonate in our modern world, a mirror reflecting challenges and hopes. Picture a melting Arctic glacier, its water trickling into the sea, much like the retreat of the Laurentide ice sheet thousands of years ago. Today's warming climate echoes the Ice Age's end, with rising seas and shifting ecosystems. Fossils, mammoth bones and thawing permafrost, pollen in ancient lake beds, whisper warnings of change, while human ingenuity, born in the cold, offers solutions. The Ice Age teaches us resilience, adaptation, and the delicate balance of life. Let us drift into this reflection, where the past meets the present, guiding us gently towards sleep. The Ice Age, with its cycles of cold and thaw, parallels our era of climate shifts, biodiversity loss, and human response. From ancient migrations to modern innovations, the past holds lessons for our future, its secrets unveiled in the quiet of the night. Climate change parallels. The Ice Age's climate shifts, driven by Milankovitch cycles, find echoes in today's warming world. Ice core data from Greenland's GIS-P2, dated to 12,000 years ago, show carbon dioxide rising from 180 to 250 parts per million, triggering glacial retreat. Today, CO2 levels exceed 400 parts per million, as measured in 2025 NOAA reports, driving Arctic ice loss at 1 million square kilometers per decade. The Younger Dryas, a sudden cooling 12,000 years ago, caused by meltwater disrupting ocean currents, mirrors potential disruptions today, like the slowing Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, noted in 2024 studies. Fossils from Wyoming's Bighorn Basin show shrunken mammoth bones during rapid warming, a warning of ecosystem stress. Permafrost thawing in Siberia, releasing methane as seen in 2023 satellite data, recalls Ice Age methane spikes in ice cores, amplifying warming. Picture an Arctic tundra, ice cracking under a warming sun, the air heavy with the scent of wet earth. Sea level rise, a hallmark of the Ice Age's end, submerged Beringia, with fossils now underwater. Today, seas rise at 4 millimeters per year, per 2025 IPCC data, threatening coastal cities like ancient Doggerland. Pollen fossils from Greenland show tundra shrinking as forests grew, akin to modern Arctic greening observed in 2024 drone surveys. These parallels highlight Earth's sensitivity. Small changes ripple widely. The Ice Age's lessons urge action, from reducing emissions to protecting permafrost, as studied in Canada's Yukon. As you relax, let the rhythm of melting ice carry you, the past whispering of balance and change. Biodiversity loss. The Ice Age saw mass extinctions, with megafauna like woolly rhinos and cave bears vanishing, their fossils in Siberia's Yana River showing malnutrition from habitat loss. Today, biodiversity loss accelerates. 2025 IUCN reports note 1 million species at risk, echoing the Ice Age's collapse. Fossils from La Brea tar pits, dated to 12,000 years ago, show saber-toothed cats and mastodons disappearing as grasslands shifted to forests, similar to modern deforestation in the Amazon, tracked by 2024 satellite imagery. Human hunting, evidenced by Clovis points in mammoth ribs, amplified Ice Age extinctions, much like overfishing and poaching today. Disease, with lesions in Alaskan bison bones, parallels modern zoonotic threats, like pandemics studied in 2023 WHO reports. Picture a lone mammoth, its herd gone, grazing a shrinking tundra under a gray sky. Ecosystems adapted then, as now, pollen in European lakebeds shows grasses yielding to pines, akin to invasive species spreading in 2025 ecological studies. The Ice Age teaches that diversity buffers collapse. Today's conservation efforts, like rewilding in Europe, draw on this. Indigenous knowledge, such as Inuit tales of balanced hunting, guides modern practices, as seen in 2024 Arctic co-management projects. As you drift, imagine a forest reclaiming a tundra, life persisting despite loss, its rhythms soothing your mind. Human adaptation. Ice Age humans thrived through adaptability, a lesson for today. Clovis hunters, with tools in Blackwater draw dated to 13,000 years ago, shifted from mammoths to bison as climates warmed. Modern communities adapt similarly. Inuit in Greenland use satellite data for fishing, per 2024 reports, echoing ancient migrations across Beringia, marked by tools in Alaska's Tanana Valley. Ice Age shelters, like mammoth bone huts in Russia's Kostenki, inspired modern resilient designs, such as Arctic eco-homes tested in 2025. Agriculture emerged post-Ice Age, with wheat fossils in the Fertile Crescent dated to 10,000 years ago, mirroring today's urban farming, as seen in 2024 Singapore projects. Picture a modern Arctic village, solar panels glinting, its people adapting like their ancestors, the air warm with hope, social cooperation, seen in communal hearths in Siberia's Malta, informs today's global climate agreements, like the 2025 COP30 goals. Ice Age art, like Lascaux's paintings, fostered unity much like modern climate campaigns use storytelling, as in 2024 viral X-posts. The Ice Age's lesson is clear: adaptability and collaboration are key. As you relax, let the image of a community working together lull you, their resilience a bridge from past to present.
Technological solution.
Ice Age technology, flint tools, atlatls, solved survival challenges, inspiring modern innovations. Bone needles in Siberia, dated to 24,000 years ago, enabled warm clothing, akin to modern thermal fabrics used in 2025 Arctic expeditions. Today, carbon capture technologies, tested in 2024 Iceland plants, mimic Ice Age CO2 sequestration in permafrost, studied in Greenland cores. Drones, used in 2025 Yukon fossil surveys, echo Ice Age hunters' terrain knowledge, inferred from Beringian tools. Genetic engineering, like 2024 mammoth DNA studies, aims to rewild tundras, restoring balance as grazers once did, per Wyoming fossil evidence. Picture a lab, screens glowing with DNA sequences, scientists crafting solutions inspired by the past. Renewable energy, like solar farms in 2025 Sahara projects, parallels Ice Age fire used for warmth, seen in Kostenki hearths. Satellite monitoring of permafrost thaw, as in 2024 Siberian studies, mirrors ancient navigation by stars, inferred from migration patterns. These technologies, rooted in Ice Age ingenuity, offer hope. As you drift, imagine a solar panel catching sunlight, its energy a modern echo of ancient fires. Cultural reflections. The Ice Age shapes modern culture, its stories and lessons enduring. Indigenous myths, like Aboriginal tales of Diprotodon, guide 2025 conservation in Australia, linking fossils to land stewardship. Literature and films, from Clan of the Cave Bear to 2024's Ice Age legacy documentary, draw on mammoth fossils, inspiring awe. Museums, with 2025 Smithsonian exhibits, connect millions to the past, their displays echoing Lascaux's art. Climate activism, seen in 2024 X campaigns, reflects Ice Age storytelling, uniting communities as ancient hearths did. Picture a museum at night, a mammoth skeleton glowing, its story alive in modern hearts. The Ice Age's lessons of resilience, balance, and creativity guide our response to modern crises. Art, science, and stories bridge then and now, urging us to act. As you relax, let these reflections envelop you. The past's wisdom, a soothing guide to a hopeful future. The Ice Age's parallels and lessons weave a tapestry of resilience, from ancient fossils to modern solutions. As you rest, let the hum of labs, the rustle of forests, and the whispers of the past guide you deeper into sleep. Future Ice Ages and cosmic connections. The Ice Age, with its cycles of cold and thaw, is not just a chapter of the past but a prelude to the future, a cosmic rhythm that may echo again. Picture a distant Earth, its surface glistening with new glaciers, the stars above whispering of orbital dances yet to come. In this chapter, we gaze forward, connecting the Ice Age's secrets to cosmic forces, exploring future Ice Ages and the universe's role in Earth's fate. Let us drift into this speculative cosmos, where the past and future blend in the quiet of the night. The universe's vastness holds keys to Earth's climate, from orbital wobbles to meteor strikes, shaping Ice Ages past and future. As we explore these connections, let the stars guide you, their light a soothing beacon through time. Predicted future Ice Ages. The Ice Age may return, its chill a cycle as eternal as the stars. Scientific models based on Milankovitch cycles, Earth's orbital variations, predict another glacial period in 50,000 years, with cooling beginning in 20,000. The planet's tilt, currently 23 degrees, will wobble to 22 degrees, reducing solar radiation in the northern hemisphere, as calculated in 2024 studies by the NASA Goddard Institute. Fossils from past cycles, like pollen in Greenland's lake beds, show similar shifts leading to ice expansion. In this future, glaciers could advance, covering Scandinavia and Canada anew, their weight depressing the crust as in the Laurentides era. Sea levels might drop 200 feet, exposing land bridges, with simulations in 2025 IPCC reports showing Beringia re-emerging. Picture a future tundra, snow blanketing cities, the air crisp with frost, humans gazing at advancing ice. Human influence with CO2 at 400 parts per million in 2025 may delay this, as noted in Paleoclimate Modeling Intercomparison Project data. If emissions continue, warming could override cycles, leading to a hothouse Earth, per 2024 Nature studies. But if reduced, the next ice age could arrive sooner, with models predicting glacier growth in the Arctic by 2100 if CO2 drops. Fossils of Ice Age mammoths in Siberia's permafrost warn of methane releases from thawing, amplifying changes. In this scenario, megafauna analogs reintroduced woolly rhinos via de-extinction, as in 2023 colossal biosciences projects, could roam new tundras. Imagine a world where humans engineer ice, geoengineering clouds to reflect sunlight, echoing ancient volcanic cooling from Toba. The secrets of past ice ages guide these predictions, their cycles a cosmic clock ticking toward cold. As you relax, let the image of a future glacier envelop you, its slow creep a lullaby of time. The next glacial maximum, projected in 100,000 years, would see ice sheets like the Fennoscandian expanding, fjords deepening, as inferred from Norwegian fossil records. Sea ice would thicken, altering ocean currents, with simulations showing a slowed Gulf Stream, cooling Europe. Fossils from the last interglacial 120,000 years ago show similar warm periods ending in sudden freezes, pollen from Mediterranean sediments indicating forest retreat. Human societies would adapt, perhaps migrating south as early humans did in the Ice Age, tools in Africa's Rift Valley showing resilience. Space colonization, with 2025 NASA plans for Mars bases, could offer escape from cold, tying cosmic connections. The future Ice Age's scale depends on us. Emissions today shaping orbit's effects. Picture a satellite monitoring Earth, its data revealing the slow advance of ice, humanity's legacy etched in the atmosphere. These predictions, from orbital mechanics to climate models, reveal Earth's vulnerability, the Ice Age's lessons urging stewardship. As you drift, imagine the planet from space, its blue and white swirling, a cosmic dance of ice and warmth. Orbital cycles. Orbital cycles are the cosmic conductor of ice ages, their subtle shifts dictating Earth's climate. Milankovitch theory, formulated in the 1920s, explains these: eccentricity, orbit shape, varying every 100,000 years, tilt every 41,000, precession every 23,000. During the Pleistocene, eccentricity lows coincided with glacial maxima, as seen in ice core CO2 data from Dome C, Antarctica. In the future, eccentricity will decrease in 50,000 years, reducing solar variation, favoring cooling per 2024 astronomical models. Tilt, currently 23 degrees, will decrease to 22, lessening summer heat in the north, triggering ice buildup, as simulated in Paleoclimate Modeling Intercomparison Project. Fossils from past low-tilt periods, like mammoth bones in Siberia, show expanded tundras. Picture Earth wobbling like a top, its axis tilting, the sun's rays glancing off ice, amplifying cold. Precession, Earth's wobble, affects seasons. In the Ice Age, it aligned with eccentricity for deep freezes. Future precession in 20,000 years could initiate cooling, with models predicting glacier growth in Canada. Fossils from Lake Baikal, Russia, show sediment layers matching these cycles, pollen indicating vegetation shifts. Human activity may disrupt this, with 2025 aerosol geoengineering proposals mimicking volcanic cooling, as in Tobas ash layers. The cycles connect to cosmic forces, solar output variations, galactic position affecting cosmic rays, per 2023 astrophysics studies. Imagine the solar system, Earth orbiting in a delicate balance, its future ice an echo of the past. These cycles, predictable yet profound, remind us of Earth's place in the cosmos, the ice age's rhythms a cosmic legacy. As you relax, let the orbit's hum lull you, the stars whispering of future cold. Human influence. Human influence could alter future ice ages, our emissions a wild card in cosmic cycles. CO2 at 400 parts per million in 2025, per NOAA data, may delay cooling by thousands of years, as modeled in 2024 Nature Climate Change. If emissions peak in 2030 per IPCC scenarios, warming could override Milankovitch, leading to a superinterglacial with no ice for a million years. Fossils from past high CO2 periods like Eocene hothouse show palm trees in Antarctica, fossils of crocodiles in Arctic sediments. In contrast, reduced emissions could hasten the next ice age, with glaciers advancing by 2100 in high-emission reduction models. Picture a factory chimney, smoke blending with clouds, Earth's orbit influenced by human hands. Geoengineering, like 2025 stratospheric aerosol injections, could mimic Ice Age volcanic cooling, as in Tobas ash-blocking sun. De-extinction projects, like Colossal Biosciences' 2024 Mammoth Revival, could repopulate tundras, their grazing maintaining open landscapes, as Ice Age pollen fossils show. Human adaptation, Arctic cities with 2026 dome designs, echoes Ice Age bone shelters in Kostenki. The influence extends to space with 2025 SpaceX plans for Mars, escaping potential cold. Fossils remind us of past extinctions from change, urging balance. Imagine a future lab, scientists engineering clouds, the past's lessons guiding human fate. Human influence is a double-edged sword, capable of delaying ice or amplifying warming. As you drift, let the weight of our role soothe you, Earth's future in our hands. Cosmic impacts. Cosmic impacts have shaped ice ages. Meteors like Chicxulub 66 million years ago causing dust winters, fossils showing extinction. In the Pleistocene, smaller impacts like the 2023 hypothesized Younger Dryas comet cooled Earth, with nanodiamonds in Greenland sediments supporting the theory. Future impacts, with odds of 1 kilometer asteroid every 500,000 years per NASA 2025 data, could trigger sudden cold, dust-blocking sun. Orbital debris, human-made, could mimic this as in 2024 space pollution studies. Cosmic rays, modulated by solar activity, influence cloud formation, potentially cooling, per CERN 2023 experiments. Fossils from high-ray periods show plant stress. Picture a meteor streaking across the sky, its impact echoing through time, reshaping Earth's climate. The galaxy's position affects ray exposure, with Earth entering high-ray arms every 150 million years, potentially triggering ice ages. Future cosmic events, like supernova bursts, could irradiate Earth, cooling via cloud increase. Space exploration, with 2026 James Webb Telescope data, seeks exoplanets with ice ages, linking cosmic secrets to our past. The Ice Age's connections to the cosmos remind us of Earth's fragility in the universe. As you relax, let the meteor's trail guide you, the stars a canvas of possible futures. What secrets lie in Earth's frozen past? As we reach the end of our journey through Earth's frozen past, the Ice Age's secrets linger, like whispers carried on a tundra wind. Picture a vast, snow-draped landscape, the horizon glowing under a pale moon, where mammoths once roamed, their footprints now fossilized in Siberian permafrost. Caves in France hold paintings of bison, their ochre lines fading yet eternal. tools crafted from flint and bone, found in Beringia's frozen soils, speak of human ingenuity. The ice has retreated, but its legacy endures in fossils, stories, and the rhythms of our planet. As we reflect on this frozen world, let its lessons guide us into a gentle, restful sleep, the stars above a timeless witness to Earth's story. Over these hours, we've wandered through a world of ice and giants, from the Laurentides' towering glaciers to the myths of great beasts told by firelight. We've uncovered fossils in Siberia's Yana River, pollen in Greenland's lake beds, and tools in Blackwater Draw, each a thread in the tapestry of the Ice Age. This outro weaves these threads together, reflecting on their meaning for us today, as the past whispers lessons of resilience, balance, and wonder. Let us drift into this final chapter, where the ice's secrets merge with the present, soothing you into the quiet of the night. This documentary has been a journey through time, a lullaby of ice and life. Thank you for traveling with us, for letting the Earth's frozen past cradle you into sleep. May the lessons of the Ice Age, resilience, balance, wonder, linger in your dreams, a gentle reminder of our shared story. Good night, and may the stars watch over you.